Like I always say, stay tuned because I got more. I'm gonna keep them coming. But I got something right here that I don't think enough people are talking about. And another thing I just want to say before I get started here is drop a like and a subscribe if you agree. Um, Drop a like if you love Charlie Kirk. Um, but it helps get past all the little algorithms and stuff that they had in place. I had to rebrand and everything because they shadow banned me. So I had to reformat a lot of things. So I'm reformatting and I what do they call it? I'm just redoing everything. But I know that most of you probably have not heard the fact that history has been made right in front of us. Well, not right in front of us because they're not covering it. They're not going to cover it. This man, Donald J. Trump, could literally cure cancer, and they'd still find a reason to hate him. It don't matter. But anyway, listen to this.
This is not only the end of a war. This is the end of an age of terror and death, and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God. It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
He's talking about the end of war in that region, that regional war in the Middle East, from Jerusalem and beyond. But that's what he's talking about. He's talking about a new future for both Islam and Judaism, for both Muslims and Jewish people to live amongst each other. And they don't talk about it. They ain't going to talk about it, but he got a standing ovation. He literally ended the war, and he got the hostages back. Well, the surviving hostages, they're all back. He got them all back. What other president has done that? And when's the last time you actually heard a president talking about peace in the Middle East anyway? I'll wait. Even Stephen A. Smith had to admit that this was a win. As much as he hated it, he had to admit this was a win.
No doubt that he has done more than practically almost any administration has tried to do when it comes to ending conflicts around the world. And he's put himself in a position where the political capital that he stands to gain isn't necessarily that great. So his willingness to do so is obviously something that shouldn't be ignored and something that should be, dare I say, applauded to some degree. Again, that doesn't mean I like everything he does. You and I can argue back and forth about a few things. But in the end, you are absolutely right when you point out that there's not much to gain for him in a lot of this, yet he engages anyway, and you have to give credit where credit is due.
He had to add a little rhetoric in there, right? I mean, after all. But he had to give credit where credit is due, period. Flat out.
So now we're going to forge a future that is worthy of our heritage. We're going to build a legacy that all the people of this region can be proud of. New bonds of friendship, cooperation, and commerce will join Tel Aviv to Dubai, Haifa to Beirut, Jerusalem to Damascus, and from Israel to Egypt, from Saudi Arabia to Qatar, from India to Pakistan, from Indonesia to Iraq, from Syria to Bahrain, Turkey to Jordan, the United Arab Emirates to Oman, and Armenia to Azerbaijan, another war that I just settled. We are going to have hope, harmony, opportunity, and happiness here in the spiritual and geographic center of the entire world. That's what you are. Israel, America, and all of the nations of the Middle East will soon be safer, stronger, greater, and more prosperous than ever before. And I want to thank you all once again for this exceptional honor. This has been truly an honor. It's seldom that a president is invited to do this. And I love Israel. I'm with you all the way. You will be bigger, better, stronger, and more loving than ever before. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And God bless the Middle East. Thank you, everybody. Good luck. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And yes, that was at the Israeli parliament, right? I bet a lot of people go, oh, that's the Israel parliament. There are representatives throughout the Middle East, all Middle East. He confronted the Middle East. He literally told them there's going to be peace and you guys are going to be stronger. And he even God blessed him. I mean, he got a standing ovation from all of those representatives. There are representatives all over the Middle East there. All those countries that he named off are there as their representatives are there. You understand? It's not just Jewish representatives at the Israeli parliament. There's Muslim representatives there too. There's Islamic. There's all different countries. The Emirates, Iran. They're all there. They're all there. Jordan. They're all there. They're all there. Libya. You name them, they're there. All the representatives are there, and they had no choice. They gave him a standing ovation. That man got a standing ovation. History is being made, folks, and they're not talking about it. They're not going to. They don't want you to know. Because the less you know about yourself and your surroundings, the easier it is to control you. Even MSNBC, of all networks, had to admit it. They even had to admit it. Well, I bet they hated that. I bet that stung. Time to wake up, folks. Y'all are being red-pilled.
Many questions remain as to whether Hamas will indeed demilitarize, will they give up their weapons. There's a lot of skepticism about that. John Meacham, as we await President Trump, we expect his remarks in the next little bit here, and we'll obviously keep watching the proceedings there in Jerusalem. Just your thoughts. It is a historic day. We don't know if it will be the first chapter of a longer story of peace for the Middle East. The president's trying to frame it that way. We simply don't know. But even just for what today means, give us your thoughts, your perspective.
It's a terrific day for the hostage families. It's a terrific day for President Trump, for our national interests. You're right. We don't know how the story ends, but stories are made up of chapters. As Richard Haas knows, he was very much in the arena now 35 years ago. At the end of the first Gulf War, when there was a great conference in Madrid as we tried to reset the peace process. 9 years later, President Clinton, in the last hours of his presidency, made a noble attempt at Camp David. We can go on and on about the various chapters, but we should make no mistake about this. This is a victory for President Trump and for those who wish that we can govern ourselves at home and around the world, not simply by brute force, but by ideas and civilized norms.
So, of course, they had to add their own little spin on it, but they still had to give him credit. I mean, because you just can't deny that. He freed the 20 hostages. He ended the war in the Middle East. And now he's talking about peace for the Middle East altogether. That's presidential. But Biden wasn't going to do that. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think he could.
And let me also convey my tremendous appreciation for all of the nations of the Arab and Muslim world that came together to press Hamas to set the hostages free.
I mean, let's keep it real, right? When's the last time you've heard of any president doing anything remotely similar to this? This is historical, folks. It's historical. Whether you like him or not, he has set a new precedent, and it's historical. You got to give credit where credit's due, man. He has created a coalition of Middle Eastern countries to get together and squash the old violence, the old blood, put it in the past, and also to withhold this ideology. to keep this going, to keep the peace going. He has built a coalition. They are on Trump's side.
And to send them home, we had a lot of help. We had a lot of help from a lot of people that you wouldn't suspect. And I want to thank them very much for that. It's an incredible triumph for Israel and the world to have all of these nations working together as partners in peace. And it's pretty unusual for you to see that, but it happened in this case. This was a very unusual point in time, a brilliant point in time. Generations from now, this will be remembered as the moment that everything began to change, and change very much for the better. Like the USA right now, it will be the golden age of Israel and the golden age of the Middle East. It's going to work together.
President, thank you for all you have done for us. I have submitted your nomination to be the first non-Israeli recipient of the Israel Prize, Israel's highest award. As to that other prize, just a question of time, you'll get it. But I want you to get the Israel Prize, our highest award, to our greatest friend.
Anyway, I'm going to end it on this. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, not a bribe. It helps the algorithms, keeps me from being shadow banned. So please, if you agree, if you like, smash a like. Please don't forget me. Look out for me. I'm struggling out here. So I'm going to leave y'all with the rest of the video. All right, that's what's up.
For the first time anyone can remember, we have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to put the old feuds and bitter hatreds behind us. And that's why so many people in this room, they didn't get along. Some did, some didn't, but they're getting along now. This has brought the people together. This is the first time the Middle East crisis has brought people together as opposed to driving them apart. And to declare that our future will not be ruled by the fights of the generations past, which is foolish. So together let us continue in the spirit of cooperation and goodwill that has finally brought us to this incredible, historic breakthrough. If we do, together, we will reach the Middle East's incredible destiny, a safe and prosperous and beautiful crossroads of culture and commerce, faith in humanity and geographic center. This will be the geographic center of the world. And with this week's ceasefire, we've achieved the most challenging breakthrough of them all. The most challenging breakthrough maybe ever. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I've been involved in a lot of success. I have never seen anything like what's going on today all over the world. People are dancing in the streets, not just in Israel. They're dancing in the streets of countries that would have never danced in the street about what's happening today. They're dancing in those streets. So this long and difficult war has now ended. You know, some people say 3,000 years, some people say 500 years, whatever it is. It's the granddaddy of them all. And in an unprecedented achievement, virtually the entire region has endorsed the plan that Gaza will be immediately demilitarized, that Hamas will be disarmed. Security will no longer be threatened in any way, shape, or form. So Israel, with our help, has won all that they can by force of arms. You've won. I mean, you've won. Now it's time to translate these victories against terrorists on the battlefield into the ultimate prize of peace and prosperity for the entire Middle East. It's about time you were able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.